Welcome to the Connections program. I am Annette Szyminski, the Director of Family Ministries at Clarkston United Methodist Church, where our mission is to vitally connect people to people and people to God. One way we do this is through mission work. We believe wholeheartedly at CUMC that we are called to put our faith into action and to be the hands and feet of Jesus on this earth. So our church offers many mission opportunities for kids and youth alike. We also offer many mission opportunities for our adults as well. But today, the age group that we're going to focus on are our youth. With me today are a couple of youth who just graduated this year from high school and who have returned from a mission trip in Costa Rica. I would like to introduce the youth with me. I have McGregor Schaefer with me and CJ Poirier. And as I said, they both graduated just this year and returned from Costa Rica. So a few years ago, we began offering a mission opportunity for our high school seniors to travel internationally and serve somewhere beyond our borders. So for the past 2 years, we have served in Costa Rica with an organization called Rice and Beans. In addition to providing food to our brothers and sisters in Costa Rica, Rice and Beans Ministries provides help in many other ways, including buying uniforms and school supplies for children there, building churches, providing educational programs for kids, and just so much more. But I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to let our missionaries here talk in greater detail about their trip to Costa Rica. So first of all, I want to ask you gentlemen, why did you want to go to Costa Rica?
Do you want to
go ahead?
Start? So I personally wanted to go to Costa Rica because I felt it would be a great opportunity to do something that I had never done before, and just stretch my arms out. The mission trips that we had gone on before have always been either in the state or in the country, and it was just a really cool idea to just go out of our comfort zone and experience something more humbling than the streets of Detroit or Kentucky.
Yeah, going off with what CJ said, I just wanted to try something different, going out of my comfort zone, trying something different, seeing what life in a different country was like. I've never been to Costa Rica, and I wanted to see what it was like, and it was definitely different from what I've worked on in the past. I did concrete, which I've never done before. It was a lot different than doing drywall or just digging for hours, and it was a lot.
We have dug plenty of ditches in our mission work, haven't we? Yeah.
We did dig a ditch and we did some concrete pouring, and that was a very interesting sight. And the whole country was amazing. The views were incredible.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country, isn't it? Well, can I ask, what did you have to do to prepare to go? This trip was not free. You guys had to do a bunch of fundraising. How did you go about doing that?
Well, we started fundraising with a little, it was the Soups On fundraiser, in which we assembled cans of dry soup ingredients, and we sold that. I think there was 3 or 4 different kinds of soups that we had made, and we sold those to the congregation. We raised, if I remember, I think it was over $1,000.
Right, I think it was about $1,600.
Yeah, and it was a huge success. After that, it was the letter campaign that each of us individually started, where we did almost like a draft of people who we would like to send letters out to ask if they would like to donate money to us personally to help go on this trip. And then I think our biggest success
was the flocking.
Yeah, was the flocking.
Which basically is where we have a bunch of plastic pink flamingos, and a family can sign up to be flocked or flock somebody else. And as a youth, we go and we place those pink flamingos in the yards of certain people, and it's you leave them there for 24 hours, and you leave a note on the door, and they can either donate, or they can donate and pass it on, or just donate, and we'll pick it up the next day, and we'll start flocking as the order progresses, and the next person goes, and so on.
I think we flocked probably about 100 families this year. It became
That was
very
a lot.
contagious, right? You flock one family, and then they want to get that family back or get someone else, and people were so very generous this year and donated a lot of money for those silly pink flamingos to be in yards, didn't they? Yeah, I believe we raised about $4,000 just flocking flamingos
Yeah.
because the cost of this trip was
not
about
surprising.
$2,000 a person. So we had a lot of work to do, and we did a pretty good job where the kids
Yeah,
didn't have to, you
right.
guys didn't have to pay a dime.
Not surprising at all.
Yeah, it's so great. Well, I want to hear a little bit more specifically about the work you did. Did you get to interact with kids on this trip, or were you always at building sites? What did you do?
Okay, so like McGregor was saying earlier, we did in fact, we did build a trench, we did mix and pour concrete. That was just one of the things we did. We also assembled food bags. We assembled 50 food bags because we brought 200 food bags down to Costa Rica with us. So we assembled 50 food bags every day that we were down there.
CJ, let me know, what was in those food bags? What did you put in?
So we had
We had rice, beans, powdered milk, I believe, cornstarch.
yes, cornstarch.
On our last day, we put in we gave the kids baggies, and we would give them shirts and clothes and
Okay.
just certain things they needed, just to have fun, and to give them toothpaste and toothbrushes to be hygienic.
And then what did you do with those bags?
With those food bags, we went out into neighborhoods in Costa Rica, in different areas of Costa Rica, and we would go door to door, and with our translator, we would not only give these families these bags of food, we would also pray for them, ask if they had any concerns, and then we would all hold hands and pray to God and would lift up any concerns that they had.
Every day was a different poverty level. So that being said, we had days where our translator even said this is going to be kind of not as bad, but our next day is going to be a lot worse, and it's just going to be very different and somewhat dangerous
Right.
for us, and not being used to all this. And
Can you explain to me, you said you went to a number of homes. What were those homes like? Are they the homes that we're used to seeing back here?
no, it's I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, while our homes, in our eyes, are large and more grandiose, their homes are more simpler and fit the needs that they, have to have. They have most of the houses that we went to had a kitchen, a very simple kitchen with a stove and a sink.
A few rooms,
Yeah,
bathroom,
few
a
rooms.
kitchen.
A couple houses even were, I don't want to say fortunate enough, but did have a living room area with couches, maybe even a TV. It was just, like McGregor said, it was a whole spectrum of poverty that we could see. And so it was always something different going into each house.
Tell me about the people you met as you're delivering these food bags. A stranger comes knocking on your door. Were they welcoming? Were they hesitant?
We had days where it was just pouring rain, and we would go from door to door, and they would say, come in, come get out of the rain. We had a lady that asked us if we wanted to stay until the rain stopped, or if we needed anything, water, coffee, if we needed to use the bathroom.
How
So
nice.
very, very welcoming. We had times where they just couldn't control themselves, and they were just crying, and they were so happy and loving, and they just welcomed us all into their home, into their country, and a lot of them prayed for us.
Wow.
And thanked God for sending these people, these missionaries, to bring them food. And
So very
pray for
grateful,
us.
huh?
Yeah, I was really surprised with how accepting they were of us and of what we were doing, and how they just basically, allowed us to be in their home with wide open arms, and they were so generous and kind. I went to Costa Rica with this mindset that, we would get thank yous, and that we would also get, people saying, good luck with the rest of your work, and then they would almost try to push us out to get on with their lives. No, it was a complete opposite. It was really a huge shock for me, and I could not be any more grateful, especially on those rainy days that we were traveling and giving out these food bags. The fact that these people were so, gracious enough to let us into their homes for those minutes that we were in there, just to feel not only, their presence, but God's presence in there as well. it was truly humbling.
Isn't it funny when we go on these trips, you know, our whole goal is to impact and change the world and help the world, and we are the ones who come out and probably get as much out of it or more than the people we are serving with. It is an amazing experience. So can I ask, you know, how did this trip impact you guys?
If you want to take it, you can.
Well, it kind of just it was an eye-opener for me. Basically, it made me be a lot more thankful and grateful for what I have. A lot of the people there don't have, you know, food and clean water, and I mean they don't have what we have in the States.
Our basic necessities, right?
The
Things we take for granted, our electricity and our running water and clean water, importantly.
I think if I were to describe how I was impacted, it would almost be almost a complete 180 from McGregor. Usually on mission trips that we go on, that's what we end up, you know, I personally get more impacted with, you know, similar things like McGregor. I think for me personally, I was more impacted with the relationships I have with people, because before we left, we had a poverty workshop in order to prepare for what we could possibly see. And in Costa Rica, when we actually got there, we found out very quickly that the inhabitants of the island, they rely on each other. They really do, you know, their bonds with other people are strong, and sometimes that's all they have when they don't have, you know, clean water or food. It's just the people that are around them. And I think I became more appreciative of the people that are in my life than the objects in my house.
Right. Would you ever want to go back?
I mean,
possibly.
So if we plan another mission trip next year, would you guys sign up? You think you'd like to go back and serve there?
Possibly. It's you know, with college coming up for both of us, it's always a possibility. But I think with the experience that we had, me personally, I would definitely do my best to find a way to get involved, for sure. If it's not with the trip itself, then with the fundraising, any way I could.
Great. Excellent. So what are you going to miss about Costa Rica? You guys got to experience some of the beautiful country. You had a fun day.
I'm going to miss the views.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
And the experience I had, we on our last day, we went ziplining, and that was one of my favorites, if not my favorite part of the trip, besides being able to help all those people that we did. But the views going over the forest, the rainforest, just the whole, you know, experience of that, the whole view.
Right, it's a beautiful country.
I won't be able to get that here.
Yeah, I'm definitely the same with that. The bed, I was sleeping in the bed in the cabin that we were staying at for the week, and it happened to be just right next to this window, and I got to see that view every sunrise and sunset, and it was beautiful. Yeah. It was definitely one of the highlights of the trip, and I got to experience that every single day that we were there.
You gonna miss the people?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
they were awesome. There were so many awesome people that we met. We met the founder of Rice and Beans, Fred, and he was definitely...
Fred was very welcoming to us. And all the native Costa Ricans who were there who could speak English, they all spoke English very well, and they were all very welcoming to us, and they all kind of made connections and similarities to us. And
yeah.
We really grew bonds with our translators.
And it was definitely really hard leaving them. And
yeah.
Right.
They were awesome. They were just amazing. It was a lot of fun just hanging out with them.
So how has this trip changed you? You think you've changed at all? You said you've been impacted a little bit. You're a little more grateful, a little more humble, grateful for your families and relationships and some of the things we take for granted. And the whole point of going on a mission trip is of course, to serve others, but also to be transformed ourselves. And you feel like you were transformed a little?
I definitely feel it that way because I know now how lucky I am to be born in the States.
Absolutely.
And to have what I have and to be able to see everything that would be normal in Costa Rica.
Right.
And see how grateful I am to be living here and see what it's like to.
We are very grateful for these 2 young adults who went to Costa Rica. Not only did these 2 young adults go, but we sent 10 seniors who just graduated from high school, as well as 4 chaperones, 4 adults who went. And we do plan on going back next year, and who knows, maybe our college kids will get to go with them. So, I want to move on a little bit. Not only are these guys just getting back from Costa Rica, but they're going to pack their bags again, and they're going to return to a mission trip next week. We offer a mission trip for all of our high schoolers each year. We generally serve for a week in July every summer. We have served locally here in Detroit and Pontiac, as well as on the west side of our state. And we've gone outside of the state as well, and we've served in Kentucky and Illinois and New York and Missouri and many, many other locations. Well, each of these youth have gone on these past trips, and as I said, they will be returning next Friday to the church, where we're going to pack up actually Saturday morning and head out to Columbus, Ohio. We are going to serve with an organization called Church for All People. We will be working on various community cleanup projects and a free store that they have there, as well as a fresh market, community gardens, and a freedom school. So we will get to work with kids next week and adults alike. We also have a group of middle school kids who are wrapping up a week of mission work. They have been in the Detroit area with the Redford Brightmoor Initiative, as well as in Pontiac. We have approximately 20 middle schoolers and 6 adults serve in this past week. One of the initiatives with Redford Brightmoor is to eliminate blight in Detroit. They do this in many ways, such as boarding up abandoned houses. But before they put the plywood on the houses, they paint those sheets of plywood beautiful colors. Sometimes there's murals, sometimes there's designs. So our kids spent many of their days this week painting and closing up abandoned homes. They painted a fence for a resident as well, and they also helped with a superhero summer program. They helped clear and clean up yards too. Today, additionally, they are serving at Hope Warming Center in Pontiac. So, just please know that we would love to have you serve with us. Come worship with us, whatever else you would like to do. You are always welcome. You have an open invitation at Clarkston United Methodist Church. A final reminder, if you are interested in any of our programs, you can contact me, Annette Szyminski, or visit our church website at clarkstonumc.org. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.